should become a habit and represent a portion of our daily supplication.
Like I said, I'm waiting for my holiday package. Thank you, Director Williams. Okay. Anyone else from the public would like to address the board? Okay, at this time, we'd like to recognize any voluntary public call-ins by teleconference. Any member of the public on the teleconference who wishes to identify themselves as present in this meeting may do so. Floor is open.
John Joyce, Roseman News.
Okay, let's continue. Can I get a motion to approve M1 approval? Before we start, oh yes, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, Mr. President, it's fitting that we pay tribute to those who run into the face of danger and pay the ultimate sacrifice. I'd like to ask for a moment of silence to honor Kern County Deputy Phillip Campas, who died trying to enter a house where multiple victims have been shot. He was part of the SWAT team, and one of his colleagues, Deputy Guerrero, was also wounded. And if we could have a moment of silence, I would appreciate it.
I think that's very appropriate.
Thank you.
They tell me that that's one of the most dangerous calls. Is that true? Like husband and wife fighting, people like that?
It absolutely is. And I had a buddy killed in one also.
Well, I drove a school bus for Roseman, and we went to training to recognize people on drugs in Bakersfield. And a young deputy was teaching us. I don't remember his name. But he went on Cottonwood Road Monday on a domestic call. Killing.
Good. I'll tell everyone here, just real quick, when you see law enforcement out sometimes, we tend to get upset with them. But folks, I remind everybody that they have a family and they have a life outside that uniform. And so they get up in the morning to go. They do speak, done it, I've done it. When we get it for a special reason, because we have to be responsible for helping other people. So when you see them, even though you're mad at them, realize that they're doing the job that a lot of people wouldn't want to do. So, thank you for that, Steve. Thank you. Okay, let's continue. I'd like to get a motion to approve the minutes. It's M1 to approve the July 14th regular board meeting. I get a motion.
So moved, Byron.
I have a motion by Vice President Glennon. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
No, second by Director Wallace. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
President Rick Webb?
Yes, sir.
Vice President Byron Glennon?
Yes.
Director Ben Stewart?
Yes.
Director Alfred Wallace?
Yes.
Director Greg Wood?
Yes.
I vote.
With the record show that for the approval of the July 14th regular board meeting 5-0. Moving to the consent calendar, can I get a motion to approve the check voucher register from 7/6/21 to 7/19/21?
So moved, Byron.
I have a motion by Vice President Glennon. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Second. We have a second by Director Wallace. Roll call vote, please.
President Rick Webb?
Yes.
Vice President Byron Glennon?
Yes.
Director Ben Stewart?
Yes.
Director Alfred Wallace?
Yes.
Director Greg Wood?
Yes.
I vote.
Let the record show that for the consent calendar item, approval of the check there, CC1 approval of a voucher for 7/6 to 7/19 of the 5-0 vote. Let's continue down to presentations. We have the water reclamation plant project update, and we have Brock Smith presented. Go ahead, sir, you have the floor.
Brock is out ailing, but I'll take over for him.
Hey, good evening, John. How are you, sir? You have the floor, John.
I'm good, thank you. So since the last meeting, the contractors have poured and set the anchor posts for the DO and the pH probes in both irrigation basin number 1 and number 2. They began the excavation for the installation of the headward control valve. Also started the epoxy coating on the clarifier and the distribution box. They've done all the pressure testing on the airlines and everything passed. Parkson, one of the vendors, came out with the Biolac system. They tested the Biolac equipment and they found a few issues, so they're working on those repairs right now.
Hey, John, so, we're still on our timeline, correct? With everything going on there, we're still on the timeline, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fair enough. Good job there, guys. Okay, so let's move over to director's reports, comments or reports. I'll start with Director Wallace, so you have the report. Okay. Director Wood, you're up.
No report today.
Okay. Director Stewart, you have the floor, sir.
I don't have anything at this time.
All right, sir. Director Glenn.
AVAC meeting last night, the Supreme Court finally denied the complaint on adjudication, so it looks like the adjudication will be finally over and set. And also there's a number of developers and contractors in Antelope Valley, Lancaster, Palmdale that are wanting their will serve letters from AVAC to move along more swiftly. So there is development in the valley, and water is becoming a very prime ingredient to all development.
That's it, sir?
Yep.
Okay. Well, like I said, the only thing I'm going to say, folks, is all be careful, take care of ourselves, because we know where we've been, but it looks like this COVID issue is trying to rear its head again. So just continue to be safe, your hands clean, and keep yourself safe. And every day it's a different thing, so just do what's best by you to keep yourself safe and healthy. Okay, let's go ahead. General Counsel update.
Nothing to report.
All right, thanks, sir. Okay, General Manager Steve Perez, you have the floor, sir.
Yes, this week I met with a group that the EPA is requiring all water districts to produce risk assessments and emergency response plans as part of America's Water Infrastructure Act, which was signed into law in October of 2018. Section 2013 of the Act requires community drinking water systems serving over 3,300 people to develop or update risk assessments and emergency response plans, or ERPs. In response to the requirement, I met with Paladin Defense Group, a security firm, to discuss security issues that may exist at the district and to determine if they could complete our assessment. They would address issues such as security breaches, active shooters, sabotage, water system, water conveyance, water storage, water infrastructure, pumps, motors, etc., vehicles, and the like, just to name a few. Now, the firm does a lot more than that, but because of the water issues in California and throughout the country, for that matter, and the activities that are going on in the country, we need to take this serious and have a good assessment done to see where we're lacking, and then determine what we're going to do about each item that may be identified.
That's good, though. The other thing, too, I always think that, we talked earlier today, 10 years ago, a district like us didn't even get back together. I remember several years ago, by old that when our tank was tampered with,
Right.
we had to dump on 500,000 gallons of water out of there. There's so many different ways we can get impacted, so good heads up on that, and let's see where it takes us.
We've had some attempts on our tanks. They've shot our tanks up before and put holes in them and caused them to leak. So all of these assessments will consider what we do know and what they see.
This doesn't really relate to that, but it just reminded me of it on, maybe this is for John's ears and yours too, that on 30th Street, Bell site, and then going down 30th, there's some new graffiti along the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Along there. Looks like some kids got excited a couple nights ago and went along there. Several places across from the high school, right along in there. I don't know if they've already been informed of that or not.
John, did you hear that? Robbie, I'll pass it on.
Okay. And it is a kind of a security thing, but
Well, you know, the interesting part about we bring up graffiti, Steve, the other day I was talking to someone and we were talking about the broken windows theory, which you haven't heard that phrase come up in years and years. And graffiti's a part of it. If you don't address it when it's little,
yep,
it grows bigger and bigger, becomes a bigger thing. But that was interesting.
broken window works.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Take care of it then. With that, let's move on to John Howland. Are you there, John?
Yes, sir. I couldn't hit the mute button fast enough. I'm sorry.
Okay, you're going to go to that same seminar that Steve and Greg's going to for electronics, okay? Don't worry about it. Okay, you have the floor, sir. Public Works update, you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, so the Public Works crew was hit pretty hard this week with an illness that took out 5 of the employees. We did have them all tested for the coronavirus. They all came back negative, but we continue to clean sewers and work on the leaks, and business as usual.
Thank you. Hey, John, this is for my wife. Those bugs in our sewer, those big bugs that keep coming up, I can only fight so many so often, so I'm going to blame it all on you. So you go over a strategy to get those bugs for us, okay? So it's on your shoulder now.
Thanks.
Thank you, John. Okay, can I get a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Director Glenn, I have a motion for Director Glenn for adjournment. Can I get a second?
Second.
Director Stewart, do we have a motion by Director Glenn? A second by Director Stewart. May I get a roll call vote, please?
There's a request.
Yes, sir.
Vice President Byron Glennon.
Yes.
Director Ben Stewart.
Yes. Yes.
Director Alfred Wallace. Yeah. Director Greg Woods.
Yes.
Oh, for director reflect the